Hi guys, my name is Morgan and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to do a video that I don't think I've done before, but it's eyeshadow palettes that I love but I wish I could change one thing about. So I'm going to get into the video. Well, actually I don't know if I could consider this eyeshadow palettes that I love, just I guess in general eyeshadow palettes that I would change one thing about. The first one I'm going to talk about is going to be the Lime Crime Venus XL2. And the thing that I wish was different about this palette, looks like this, is while I love the shades that are in here, like I love how neutral and also like with those like sage greens and a little bit of a hint of the pinks there, I do like how those all pair together, but I wish that there were more mattes, like variety, because if you can see here, they look a little bit different on camera, but like this shimmer here and this shimmer here, I don't even know if I would consider them shimmers, to be honest. They're more like satins, but they look so similar on the eyes that I don't feel like we should have had both of those in here, as well as like that shade and that shade. Just some of these shades I feel like were not necessary to have both, so I feel like we could have either condensed the palette, or if we're going to have a palette this big, put some more mattes in here and kind of have more variety. Because I'm okay with satins, but because I can use them as mattes, that's basically how I usually use them. But if there's two shades that look so similar and they are both satins, it's kind of like, why do we have both of them, you know? Like, I feel like if we're going to even do that at all, we're already dancing the line, but if we're going to have shades that look so similar, one of them should be like a matte, one of them should be more shimmery, or vice versa, or something like that. Like, some variety in the shades, at least, if we're going to be that repetitive. So I just think that would make this palette a lot more usable for me if there was more variety with those shades, like more differences. This is the Nomad Tokyo Harajuku palette, and this looks like this. And honestly, like, don't get me wrong, these shades in the bottom is what we're going to be talking about here. They're gorgeous. Like, I love them. I love the duochromes. But again, I wish there was more variety in them. I feel like we don't need to have two purples down here. We could have instead, like, to match this little peachy shade and that pink there, we could have had like a orange or peach like duochrome, or we could have even had, like, to go with these two shades, we could have placed one of them with more of like a silvery color with like a different reflect. I just feel like there would be a different way to use those two spots here. See, I can't see it very well because it like looks like here, like this one's slightly more pink than this one. I just feel like with only one purple matte, I don't understand why we have like two purple duochromes. I feel like we could have kind of played more with like the pinky orangey side, which I know this one here, the pink with duochrome, we had that, but that one's a little bit more cool toned. It has like a blue reflect, so I think it would have been nice to have something again more like warm toned for the peach and the pink over there. This is the Urban Decay Born to Run palette, and if you've seen any previous videos that I've talked about this palette in, you would probably know that I do not like this palette. And we're going to talk about it yet again. I feel like if they had changed this palette and put more mattes in it, it would be so much more easy to use, at least for me. Because we have so many warm tones, which, like, okay, this whole side of the palette, like, that's fine, I guess. Like, not really, but it's fine. However, this side, I feel like we could have gotten like an army green or like a Kelly green or like some sort of evergreen shade, like a deep dark green, and it would have been a matte, and then we could use that, incorporate with that with this blue and this shimmer, and even this, like, I think it's like a black. It's not even a black, I don't know how to explain it. It's like really dark. You can kind of see it better in the camera. It's like a really dark green. I feel like we could have had a matte that was like kind of pairing with these, because it just feels wrong to me to use like the four mattes that we have. It's like a coral, like a warm brown, purple, another coral, like, and then I have like brown and black. Like, there's not very much I can do with that. So this is the BH Cosmetics Los Angeles palette, and I just feel like this palette's really random, which, like, I knew that when I bought it. Like, I could look at it, obviously. But I just feel like like, it's very random, and there's a lot of shades that, like, you can't really pair with anything else. Like, I'm sure you can if you're gonna be creative with it, you know, but sometimes, you know, I'm sounding very hypocritical because I was gonna say sometimes you want to do something quick and easy, but I don't think you're pulling out a pastel palette for that. But anyway, maybe I am, so I'm the only person that does that. But anyway, I just feel like, for example, like the blue here, what does this go with? And then, like, the mint and, like, that teal color. Why couldn't we have made one of those, like, slightly more, like, sky blue, like, to match that? Like, I'm just so confused by this. And then, like, the gold. Okay, I pair those with, like, this. I guess you could do it with, like, purple. I don't know, maybe I'm just, like, really stuck in the monochromatic box, but I just feel like it's kind of random. And while it's good to have this and it is fun to look at, when I'm trying to actually use it, I really don't know what I'm doing. It takes me a little bit to figure out what I'm doing. So I just feel like I want one of those shades to be more blue. Then we have, like, this weird, like, antique gold color, and it's like, I don't know what to do with that. It's really weird. Because especially with the antique gold, it's like, all of these shades are so bright. What am I supposed to do with it? Like, the only thing I can think of pairing it with is that one. Besides that, it's like antique gold and, like, bubblegum pink. That just seems weird to me. I don't know. I'm not quite understanding this one, but I bought it, so who's the fool here? And last but not least, this is, like, my favorite palette because I just love the aesthetic of this. This is, like, my favorite colors, and I like butterflies. It looks like this. And while I love this palette, and I just want to say too, I love this, so I don't really know how we'd make it any better, but I was going to say I want a mirror in it, but then we'd have to get rid of this beautiful situation here. And I don't want to do that. But anyway, I love this palette just as it is. However, if we could make it slightly better, maybe get rid of one of these two because they look oddly, like, way too close together to have them both in the palette. And instead, I think it would be really cool to have, like, a silvery lavender in here. Like, almost like this shade, but, like, make it a shimmer and make it, like, duochrome, like that color and, like, silver or, like, something like that. I think that would be so beautiful, and I would just, like, I would love that. That would be, like, my favorite shade ever, and I don't know if I own one. I'll have to go through my palettes, but I need, like, a duochrome lavender silver. Like, oh, that's my favorite color. I would love that. Anyway, that is the 5 eyeshadow palettes that I would change something about. And let me know down below if there's anything that popped in your mind while you were watching this of, like, a palette that you love but you just can't get past this, like, one thing about it, or something that you think that would make one of your favorite palettes even better. So let me know down below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys!